Okay, it's 45 already. I'm here today to say a little bit about gamification and security training. I'm Julia, I'm consultant, HashiCorp ambassador, all these. Here my LinkedIn QR code, feel free to take it or we can talk after this talk, no problem. Well, I think everybody here get on board in a company or need to do some compliance training, maybe monthly, maybe yearly. It's a really, let's say, journey and sometimes little boring, right? So why is this? Like the traditional training, they have a really passive way of learning, right? Like you're reading, normally you do next, then you have a quiz, then you're going to see if you fail or not. It's really monotonous, it's boring. You need to, sometimes if you go to one company to another, it's the same platform, and you don't retain the knowledge, you don't engage, and then you don't really know what they're talking about, or when you finish, you say like, if someone comes to ask you some questions, say like, what you're talking about. So you don't have like a really feedback. You have a lack of like real application, like real world application, or like if this is really going good for your type of role, and well, it's not fun. Where the gamification come here? Well, when we talk about gamification, don't mean like that you're going to play a RPG or you're going to sit in your home and play a console. Could be. Unfortunately, I don't have the skills to create a game yet for the security purpose, but who knows in the future. But well, the gamification, I have some keys to bring it more fun, and then we can use it to engage more with the teams, focus on the roles that need this type of concepts or other type of security concepts. For example, probably if you engineer, what you need to know is not the same as a sales team, and so on. And here I will bring up like some approach that I use in some former companies. Like for example, Pentest Day initiative, that we have a whole day that engage with the whole engineer team and the SRE team together with the security team, create some vulnerability across the system and help the rest of the engineer department to find these with some hints. We have some brainstorming how we can solve these things. It's kind of a mix of a hackathon, but not exactly, because we really like trying to attack our own system. That's his way. So it's like you have a hands-on, you playing, we engaging, you talk with teams that probably you don't talk often. Sometimes security teams stay there just like bossing around, and you never really have a normal talk with them. So it's the moment that you have a way that can ask like, why we need this, why I need that, or how we processing this or that. So it's really nice for this. The other approach that I see as well is capture the flag competition. Well, capture the flag it's a game also that encourages cross teams participation. How it exists some, for example, providers that we can play solo, but have some companies that create their own way, and then you have like some teams that are going to have these hints and solve vulnerabilities as well. Depends of the challenge. Could be something regarding code, could be something regarding web application and other concepts. So it's really nice to teach and learn security concepts. The other thing as well, it could be a security bug bounty program, where you have like a bounty program. You can create rewards points, can create badge, and then you encourage the team find some bugs that is could be security gaps in this case, on cross coding, cross anything related to the system, and then well you can win some points, for example, and in the end, like if you have like 50 points, 100 points, you can like change for, I don't know, Amazon gift card or whatever. This is nice because, well, people love win swags or anything, right? So like, why not have some way that you have points that if you more you find, more you get a gift. It's nice. Apart of that, I read across to do this talk that, for example, Adobe create a whole gamification training platform that have rewards, have pointings, have a way that you can engage between different people, and also like they have different models. Like for example, so let's say that you for you're a developer, you're going to have like training security model 1 that you're going to give a basis until like maybe have some models that's really focused on security your code. And if you're a sales department, you're going to have totally different concepts because it's based in the roles that you need. The other things also, like for example, IBM create a cybersecurity escape room where it's quite interesting. I don't know if everybody here participate in the escape room, but mainly you need to solve some puzzles to leave the escape room. This could be even physical escape room or even digital one. It doesn't matter, but I think it's a really creative way that we could have, like for example, puzzling in security concepts that you need to solve with teams and able to leave it. The other thing is like Meta have what they call Hacktober, that is the whole October. They have like kind of a hackathon, but it's really focused on security concepts. Well, and they solve real problems that they have, and sometimes from this they for example can create better features or can refactor some codes, what is also something really nice. I see more and more companies doing a hackathon, but more for create some products or create some new features for the company, but not for like learning or share knowledge in security concepts or any other concepts. But here I'm focused on the security part. But I think this is something really nice. Also, you engage people, you have more sociability, and sounds more fun than you just sit and press next for a normal training, right? And well, and the other one is Airbnb have phishing mail simulation. I think this is also really more normal across companies. It's this mail that sometimes you float with a lot of mail, you suddenly click, and well, it's a phishing mail. But why? It's so looks so similar to a normal email, but maybe sometimes just because you're tired, you don't really check if the name exists in your organization, if the domain followed the domain that's supposed to be, or you just press the attach and that's it. So things like this happen often because or we lack of knowledge on these concepts, or this is something that we don't really, let's say, train our brain against it, right? So in the gamified training, there are some elements that I think when I was saying about this approach, you could understand some. That's like, for example, you have really interaction, we have like really simulations, you have social interactions. So like you can pair with people, you can share knowledge, you can socialize. That is like nowadays more of people is like working remote, and sometimes we don't socialize that much as if you're face to face, or sometimes you don't talk with different departments because this is not made by your day-to-day tasks. So you're really into silos, and I think the gamification also bring more departments together, what I think is a really nice thing. also like give you a progress and an achievement badge. So I think you can see your progress, you can win badges, you can win points, you can, and because of this, you can have like instant feedback and how you're going, not just like, for example, in the end of the training, you have a quiz and that's it. And in the company itself, they can personalize learning paths, as I say, like if you are from for sales department, you have different concepts to learn in security than if you're in engineering, and then if you're in marketing. So there is a way that you can personalize this instead of delivery something that's for everyone. What's sometimes don't fit, because if you're an engineer, you know about phishing, you know about a lot of things, but maybe you lack in other concepts that could help your daily job. But like, for example, if you're in marketing, you're not really need to know about phishing or reverse engineering. So, well, you have this way to like say, no, I am going to deliver this that's more for that role, and this that's more specific for engineer, or I can go since the basic until advanced level and so on. What's happening? Okay. Well, the other thing about it is like we can improve knowledge retention. So like you have a real, I don't know what's happening. Well, you can improve knowledge retention. Let me try to make this work again. Why is that? Okay, cool. Can improve knowledge retention because you have a real-world application. You can have peer teaching and collaborating. As I say, like can take people from the security team, put in other teams to teaching and collaborate. You can have these interactive improvement. Also, like in the end, you can compare and analyze. Like for example, this team is getting better than the other team. How I can, what is bad, what is good. Can do survey, and because of it, also you can have like a longitudinal study. As I said, like for example, you can compare like if this engineering team is going good, so I can create another model more advanced to teach in other concepts that I think it's important for them. And if they don't take the percentage that I would like to them, I can like elaborate something better, or I can bring some other type of activities that could pass these concepts in a more fun way. Well, here I bring some gamification providers that is totally open source. You have CTF Learn. If you never work, you never try catch the flag, CTF, you have some challenge. You can play solo, you can play with teams if you wanna. Is really nice. You have the Cloud Foxable, that is a hacking sandbox. So actually, they allow you to create some, like for example, vulnerability across AWS. I'm not sure if I have other cloud providers that you can do it, but it's more focused on cloud vulnerabilities. So it can run, I think they have some models on Terraform that can run across it, and you have some different challenge. You also, if you want to contribute, you also can create a new challenge. The Zoomer is really a CRM. It's like a platform that you can create gamification for training, like can add the badges. It also interacts really well with Salesforce. And the other one that's just GS is the WhatsApp Jewish shop. It's following the WhatsApp top 10 for the security breaks, and is a web application, really modern web application that's totally vulnerable, that you can use for catch the flag, can use to do demos, you can use to training security code or a web application vulnerability. It's really cool. I know that after my call, I don't know if in this or in the other room, going to have a gamification training with GitHub, that they have a secure code application now that's also you can contribute of, but it's really focused on security code. But in the Jewish shop from the WhatsApp is really more focused on web application security. This is kind of the difference of them. I don't put the GitHub here because, to be really honest, I just figured out recently, and my slides were done. But I would like to mention, as you have a talk about it just after mine, I guess. Well, from these ones, I try already CTF Learn. I try a little bit of the WhatsApp Just Shops, pretty cool. The WhatsApp Just Shop, you also can contribute as in the Cloud Foxable, as I say, and this is security code from GitHub as well. The CTF Learn, I don't know if you can do some contribution. The Zurmo, probably. I mean, they are open source, so probably have a way that you can contribute. I don't know exactly how easy it is, but I know that for the Cloud Foxable and for WhatsApp Juicy Shop, it's pretty. They are really needing all the time some contribution, doing some change, and is really good to have a try. And that's it. Sorry if I speak too fast, but I just don't know about them. Go.
Thanks for the talk. How do you measure the success of the trainings? Like if they were kind of having the impact they should have in the salespeople, as you mentioned, and so on.
I'm sorry. You saying about like how I can see the impact?
Yeah, like how do you measure the success
Yeah.
that these trainings had or didn't have in the people who undertook them?
Well, normally, when we do this type of trainings, at least in the companies that I work, we create some surveys with all the participants. So like asking questions regarding how they feel, like what we could improve and what not could improve. In some things, like depending if it's a really specific training, we create some kind of quiz and check the percentage of the evolution of the people and try to measure in a way of, like, for example, if you just play Cat the Flag or things that's really more that you can really manage. We still doing the survey, but also like in the day-to-day you can see if people don't understand something or is asking more about it, or also like we request, for example, when we're doing for cross teams, you ask, like, for example, managers understand, talk to the whole team and understand how the team assimilate all these and what we could improve, and do like a metric from that. There is no such things like, let's say, data that you could really measure. It's more like a talk, doing surveys and bringing more and more this type of trainings and trying to engage everyone and understand for people faces or all the time people come and in the car and say like, hey, this is not clear or that's not clear. So we have inputs that, okay, this should go more deep, like more deep in the basics or not, or this is something that's already good enough for everyone. Let's do something more intermediate and so on. So you can like check the temperature and go. And this is a way that you can do for the whole organization, like you say sales, but of course that when you're working for engineering, that people already have a base, it's easier for you to temperature that, to have this heat, but for the others departments is not that much. I answer your question?
Yeah.
I have 1 minute if if you know. Thank you so much, and yep, have a good conf.